Hello everyone and welcome back. I am Duke Silver and today we are playing Peter Pants. So this is one of the first games I played on ladder. I played this live on stream on Friday. So if things look like they're taking a little bit longer, it's because I was trying to talk through my plays as I was going. So I wasn't as snappy as normal. So let me know if it's noticeable at all or not. But yeah, let's get into it. So we start off with a sure shot and get eaten up by Sad Dracula, but we take a pig on turn 2, and unfortunately Share Bear here has an egg for us, so we don't get the pig gold, but we do get a pair of wretched mummies in the shop here, and the extra gold we get from Share Bear allows us to buy a mummy and a Mad Mim, so we do get an extra gold at least out of that combat, and it does end up mattering. Yeah, combat goes reasonably well. We get to keep the egg, so we get pig gold this turn, which is fantastic. And we get a triple right on 3.0. And starting off with a Merlin's hat is great. I mean, Sarcophagus gives you so much power in the early game that like it's a little bit tempting, but I think you just can't pass hat or ball on Peter Pants when they're offered to you. We get a very good earthquake there. Managed to clean up the board enough for the pig to survive again. We get a couple extra gold to work with, and yeah, I'm very happy to pick up an Ogre Princess. Just get some more econ going, try and find some more triples. And because we're against the Fates, I feel like Kidnap has some value, so I am gonna fire it off on this turn, and then roll. Just because like there's a small possibility we can steal a big golden character, which would be really good. And yeah, and it's a little bit awkward here. I'm gonna sell the Mim for the Evil Witch here. It adds more stats overall, although it makes our Ogre Princess a little less likely to slay. But I think the trade-off is worth it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And it's also a 3 as opposed to a 2. So we get to slay with the Ogre Princess anyways, so that's great. We get a player recognizes us, so. They later came into chat and said hello, so that was kind of neat. Yeah, so we're gonna take the support because it's so good in front of the Ogre Princess as well as the Stag. We're gonna get our Cindy quest by sharding first here though. And getting a Potion Master's Cookbook with Hat is fantastic. If we can find Crystal Ball in relatively short order, then. Like honestly, Cookbook is the next best thing to Forking Rod, I think. And yeah, we definitely don't want to be passing a TLK, especially when it only costs 1, and it's going to give whatever we upgrade some better stats. So we can take a pair here and just lock this shop. It's a little bit awkward that our best TLK target is the Wretched Mummy, because the Wretched Mummy is the strongest character on our board, but I think it's worth it to upgrade it and see if we get something even better than the Mummy. And we are going to lose this combat by just 1 toughness, so that's unfortunate. There's an argument for maybe just sending the TLK onto the Cinderella, but we get a Sporko from the Wretched Mummy, so I'd say that's a pretty big upgrade. I feel like that's definitely worth the TLK there. The Golden 3 wouldn't be the worst thing ever either if we would have targeted the Cinderella, but like if we get a Golden Spellweaver, then that's fantastic. We want those anyways. We pick up a pair of pigs now, so we've got a few level 3 pairs, and I figured I should just take this donkey because it's just going to add a bunch of onboard strength, and now we're going to sell for the Spellweaver because we want it anyways. And then I switched some positioning there during the cut, just to make us stronger. So we don't get value out of the Ogre Princess that way, but getting the ranged attack first, I felt like is just a little more important. Also, shout out to Nuclear Goo, number 2 ranked pro on the pro leaderboard. Yeah, we pick up a pair of Ogre Princesses now, and there's our pair of, or we get a triple There's a treasure map, which treasure map's always very tempting, but I think it's got to be the quiver. We've got Sporko, we've got a couple Spellweaver, plus we're going to buy another Spellweaver here. So I think it's just not worth kind of interrupting our search for Crystal Ball to take the treasure map there. And we take out the Krampus bot. And there's a pair of donkey pair, which is a pretty decent pickup, and we do find Crystal Ball. Now we've got Hat Ball and Cookbooks, so we can kind of start going off. Gonna put some stats on the donkey as much as we can. There is a pair of stag pair, but I don't think it's worth it. Like, even though like making golden characters is good for when we eventually find like TLKs and Mix-a-Wizzle and stuff, but I don't think buying a pair at this point in the game is worth it at all, since we're probably getting out of stag soon anyways. But the fact that we already have a pair of donkeys, I think it's worth it to lock here and triple it up. Also, a golden donkey with a bunch of extra stats that we've put on it is going to be very, very powerful on board. This opponent has a Hat Fork, so they're trying to move towards same thing we are, but unfortunately they did not get there. Pretty easy skip. It's unfortunate we don't have a Treant yet. We maybe should buy this baby root just to have a Treant, but end up just rolling past it. And yeah, again, we kind of have the same conundrum with the last TLK. Like, since like Donkey is like one of our more powerful units, like it's awkward to TLK it, but I think it's worth it in the long run to just fire it off and start going up the chain. And here we're gonna cast Roll the Dice and then lock the shop rather than sell for it. That way we've got basically an extra gold in shop, so it's like locking a coin, except we get to see another spell and then we basically get a free roll. And we were feeling pretty strong, but we do get beat up here. And we found a 4 treasure, but unfortunately it's not Forking Rod, so we just skip. We're gonna be collecting some Wizards Familiars now to try and get them nice and big to turn into big TLK targets. Triple that up. And now we can get out of stag. Still no Treant. No evil characters, and it doesn't seem worth it to buy a 3 just to cast a spell. If we had a Forking Rod, I think it's a lot more worth it to just buy something from the shop. And again, we're gonna lock the Roll the Dice character there. We face Juan Neo again. Again, we see another Flourish that we're not able to take advantage of, and I think Treasure Map here is going to be better than the Cookbook, because we can, like, we're only really buying Blind Mouse anyways. So the fact that we can just look, we can hunt for a level 6 treasure and hope that it's either Pandora's Box or Wand of Weirding. I mean, or potentially like a Spear even would probably be fine. Now we do have a Treant in the shop, so we're going to buy that, and then now we've got something to throw our Flourishes onto. I could just cast the free roll, or I could have sold something to keep the spells going, but we opted to use the free roll there, and then we buy the mouse and lock the shop because it has a targeted spell in it. Also, we've got a very large golden siren. That's a very big threat at this stage in the game. We get a mouse triple, and we get a triple for our Spellweaver. So, and we find Wand of Weirding. So things are just really really popping off now. Probably should have taken that Wizard's Familiar out of that shop, but I just kind of wanted to start casting a bunch of spells and kind of glossed over it. I'm definitely going to fire this shard off. And we gotta get that Water Wraith in there. It is a monster. We have a Golden Oni Tyrant now, so. And that's a big Lightning Dragon, so they got a pretty good slay comp going on. They have Bounty Board plus Horn and Evil Eye. We don't really have access to Soul Tack really. So that's going to be kind of awkward. We're going to have to deal with that. Or just outscale them if we can. Again, we're just picking up Wizard's Familiars, trying to scale them up so we can TLK them later. And we come across another very, very large opponent playing Princess P and some very large Wizard's Familiar. They're playing Aeon Forkball. Yeah, they kind of demolish us, so. But now we have the Ghost Fight, so we got some time to kind of get bigger now. All these double casted health potions that let us pad our life total, so we can take a couple losses at least. That's a very large Sign of the Storm, but because it's temporary for Mix-a-Wizzle, we do have to shard it. I almost cast the Candy Rain, but then realized it's the ghost, so we gotta play the Spinning Gold. Looks like Nuclear Goo dreamed into Apocalypse and then just sold their board. Guess going out on their own terms. Gotta give them some respect for that. Not quite time to start TLKing the familiars. We want to do some more scaling as much as we can before we start firing it off on them, but with that Mix-a-Wizzle, there's nothing else that I really want to Mix-a-Wizzle. I mean, I probably could have Mix-a-Wizzled the Wombats. It's probably not that strong, but I do kind of want to pump it full of stats and just summon some stuff. And the fact that we got a Copycat out of this Mix-a-Wizzle means we're going to be able to summon a bunch of stuff from this, or summon from this Wombats. I'm going to be able to summon two very large things from the Wombats is what I'm trying to say. And we get a Jormungand. It's pretty large. And honestly, with all these beauties influences, this pumpkin is basically useless. It's just a hollow whatever monster. And this is a Slay player that I did not plan for, and they take out our backline immediately with Lightning Dragon and a Mummy. And this Echo Wood has a ton of stats. Unfortunately, we don't pop it. If we'd popped a ranged character out, we would have been able to mitigate a lot more damage there, but we take a pretty heavy loss. And yeah, we could TLK the pumpkin, but I think it's time to start going up the chain with this last Wizard's Familiar. And we get another Jormungand. Which is, I mean, the Yorms just like are not that exciting. because they're I mean they're very large, but like they don't really have any text on them since we don't have like Baba Yagas or things. Like they require a pretty synergistic board for them to be very good. And TLKing that Princess P into an enormous Scion of the Storm is fantastic. Exactly what we want. It's already what, 700. So that's it's gonna go a long way to helping us win these fights now. Yeah, we prove our crystal ball superiority there, kind of decimating that opponent. Yeah, I don't really care to keep these Jormungand's around too much, so we're just gonna fire off a Mixwizzle there. And I keep firing these flourishes off on the Darkwood Creeper because that was the Treant I bought for them, and just completely neglecting the fact that I do have an Ashwood literally right there that uses the toughness so much better. And now that we have a Golden Burnbeard, I'm kind of regretting that a lot. Also, this Wombat's it's not that big, so like, I mean, this Jormungand has to be better, right? And yeah, this lightning dragon is very large and attacks into our range, which is pretty unfortunate for us. Fortunately, the second one goes into the Scion of the Storm, so they don't get too many stats. But we still take a very heavy loss here. So now we have to make an adjustment. We have to be able to stop this lightning dragon from getting slays, otherwise we're just gonna straight up lose. So the ranged characters go to the front, and our heaviest toughness characters go to the back. And yeah, getting an absurdly large Ashwood now is gonna give us a ton of stats on that Burnbeard. I do kind of wish the shard animation didn't take as long when you have Crystal Ball. I feel like that eats up a fair amount of time compared to other targeted spells anyhow. Yeah, we sell to keep on going. We get the shrink spell off, but unfortunately we do not get the lock. And yeah, they Pigamorph exactly our Burnbeard and then attack exactly into the Burnbeard and get the slay. So now that Echo Wood is absurdly large, but fortunately the Jormungand does trade into one of our characters, meaning that the Echo Wood doesn't get the stats from its slay. And this Scion that's 900 is big enough to clean up the back row, so we live to fight another Brawl. Yeah, game plan is still the same, just very big creatures in the back and hoping the lightning dragon hoping he doesn't get a good Pigamorph on the back line and then attack into it again. If we can just deny those slays, then we're going to be in much better shape. Although we've shown that we can win if they only get one slay, so. Alright, they get another Pigamorph, but it goes on the front row this time, which means they don't get the slay. They don't get the second slay either. They get a slay on the Echo Wood, but at that point it's not such a big deal. And our backline is able to clean up for the win. Now we're both down to 1 life. Next one who loses the Brawl loses the game, so it all comes down to this. Now it's I kind of assume that they're going to make some kind of adjustment with the lightning dragon, since the lightning dragon can't slay anything in the back, and they clearly know that. So I'm not really sure exactly how. Like, I don't think I should make any adjustments, but it's definitely something to think about. Although like almost everything in the front has like pretty low toughness, so like if they just put something very large up front to attack rather than the lightning dragon, then they'd be fine. But they put a Cupid in, hoping to soften up the back line, I think, so they can get slays with the lightning dragon. But we just have way too much stats on the back line, and yeah, we deny their slays and end up getting the win. So yeah, that was a pretty good game. Very, very back and forth. I feel like we played well and adjusted to our opponents very well, and yeah, Peter Pants games when things go really well are always really fun. And I know a lot of you really like seeing specifically Peter Pants, probably for this reason as well. But yeah. So yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps the channel, and I really appreciate it. Make sure to leave a comment. I respond to every comment. Let me know what you thought of the game, what you think of Peter Pants. If you're excited for the next patch or not, or the upcoming mobile release. Yeah, I think the invites for mobile release for Storybook Brawl are going to be going out like very, very soon. So, are you excited for that? Let me know. But with that said, I will see you tomorrow.